So, Kung Fu. A while back, I did a video on this interesting show, and obviously, I didn't really enjoy it, so let's start fresh for season 2. So, in season 1, we open with our main character, who's about 5, 6, and like maybe 5 something else, and you get what I'm saying? She's short. She looks short. She looks like an average woman, is what I'm trying to say. And who looks about 90 pounds wet. So, how is these 3 criminals or whatever, or would-be criminals, how were they intimidated by her? Like, I get it, in the last season, I guess she did her thing or whatever, but bro, it's just weird to me, man. Anyways, and of course, she humiliates the younger thief because she knows his family and she has to kick the other 2 guys' asses, because why not? We have to literally show this woman beating on dudes because the showrunners hate dudes. I think it's safe to say that these showrunners do not like dudes in any way, shape, or form. So they run from this like 5'6" lady instead of just throwing this tiny lady. They definitely could have done it. They have the power. They could have definitely overpowered her. That's besides the point. Let's continue. And of course, per 2022 action formula, the straight white male must get emasculated. So Nikki's athletic ex-boyfriend gets his ass kicked and tied up by Nikki's long-lost cousin. I think, honestly, I was half paying attention in this part of the freaking episode. Oh, and by the way, apparently her sister is having work issues, just in case you guys wanted to know. Also, I don't care. The showrunners better be glad that this show is about some fine ass Asian women or I'd be out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be real with you. Oh yeah, for some reason, part of the episode turns into Orange is the New Black. I kid you not. So we visit our villain from the last season who has a necklace she wears, and keep in mind, that necklace is important. And the necklace basically keeps her from seeing the remnants of the woman she killed way back in season 1, which is interesting. It's weird. It's really weird, this episode, not gonna lie to you. So after that, and oh, by the way, the long lost cousin reunites with Nikki's family she just met. Yeah, in case you care. Anyway, it's detrimental to the plot, so I kind of have to bring it up. Anyway, let's go on to episode 2. So we open with episode 2, right? And oh, right where we left off in episode 1, it's Orange is the New Black having a mental breakdown because the spirit of the woman she killed is now haunting her because, you know, Discount Ruby Rose took her necklace away from her. So yeah, cool. And since the writers don't know how to show and not tell, we get a literal giant exposition dump of everything she's done, as if we didn't know already. Like, we've literally seen, and also we have to be told how she's feeling. You know, it's not like we can tell the anguish of her, you know, face expressions. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, bro, you'd be surprised what an actor can convey without freaking speaking. I'm looking at you, Hayden. God, you get slept on so much. Now, back with the long lost cousin plotline. You know what's crazy? The main character has been nothing but nice to Mia or Mina or these names get confusing to me. Just forget it. The freaking hybrid, okay? We're gonna call her a hybrid because that's what she is. Anyway, let's continue. She's basically an ungrateful bitch because, of course, she is to anyone who is nice to her, and they took her in, no questions asked. Literally throughout this entire episode, they have been nothing but good to her. So yeah, that's neither here nor there. She's just being a bitch, but it's cool. I guess that's character, you know? And of course, by the power of plot armor, the hardened criminals refuse to shoot an unarmed Asian woman who beat up their boss in the past and also currently is beating up one of your guys and threw them into the freaking warehouse that they were freaking setting up shop. Bro, what is going on? You could have just shot her. You have every reason to shoot her. Seriously, who is writing this show? And yes, they had this corny ass girl boss music, this CW ass music in the background, blaring almost as loud as they were talking, so it's really hard to understand them to some extent. And throughout this entire scene, I'm wondering why, again, is this hardened criminal listening to the woman that took him down last season? Why are you talking to her? Just shoot her. Like, seriously, bro. Why would you listen to anything this lady has to say, especially since you know she's a goody two-shoes who will literally shut you down immediately when you try to do your little hostile takeover or whatever you're planning with her? Like, seriously, man, can you not smell the red flags in this deal she's literally trying to make to you? Like, it's so obvious. By the way, Mina, whatever, hybrid, whatever her name is, I don't care. She's actually nice to Nikki's boyfriend and actually asks for help from the guy. So in a, nice way. So there we go. She's getting there. She's getting to be nice. And as we skip ahead the episode, man, we have a new SIW. Basically, that strong independent woman, in case you haven't noticed, for my newer viewers. She has this weird mysterious plan with her father to do something with the hybrid, or Mina, whatever, don't care. And of course, we go back to our former antagonist conversing with the woman she killed. By the way, I just want to point this out. She is a skilled martial artist who can kill men and women with ease. So why on God's green earth did she let Asian Ruby Rose take the necklace that she needed so she wouldn't see the ghost in the first place? Seriously, who is writing this season? Especially since they confirmed that she doesn't want to be reminded of her past. It's just a weird writing error. It's like you forgot that she was a skilled martial artist. I don't care how depressed she is. You know how to fight. And it's not like it was a problem for her to do that, because she immediately killed a room full of highly trained men and soldiers. But she couldn't stop these 3 tiny Asian women from taking a necklace from her? Okay, writers, sure. By the way, Nikki's mother is the most famous Chinese Asian restaurant in Chinatown. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, and Nikki's sister quit her day job, by the way, in case you cared, because I don't. And by the way, Nikki can survive an explosion and rubble falling directly on her. Keep both those things in mind, by the way. Jesus, man. And she clearly was spotted by these guys investigating the area, who have guns, by the way. And would you believe me if I told you that the wounded 5'6" Asian woman got away from these 3 fully grown men with guns who aren't wounded? Because of course she did. She's the main character. This is so freaking stupid to me. And mere minutes after she escaped grown men and an explosion, bro, who definitely could have caught up with her perfectly fine. She's literally perfectly fine after that explosion. Pretty much just got a little limp, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a bunch of rubble fell on her and the explosion pushed her back or anything like that happened. By the way, our strong independent woman has a brother whose messes she always has to clean up. By the way, she spends their entire family conversation talking down to him. You think a guy who basically just got off of life support in the literal last episodes would get a little bit of respect. But, he's a man. He doesn't get respect in this show because it's patriarchal for a woman to respect a man. Jesus, it loses her agency. Like, just get the hell out of here. Seriously, man. But of course, you're the straight man, so he can't go too long without being emasculated by the writers. Oh, I mean, his sister, not the writers, because the writers would never do this. They would never put their own political messaging in this show. It's not like last season. They were so heavy-handed with their messaging that they, you know what? Calm down, Akari. Just breathe. Oh, and by the way, in almost every episode, I kid you not, every single male is consistently praising the Chen women, because of course, the main character's family is just as great as she is. Bro, I can't with this episode. Also, in episode 8, and I kid you not, it was literally a bunch of women who recreated the Mystic Bell. Like, literally, it's for the plot. There's this weird bell that, the main villain, Russell Tan, has to get his hands on. Of course, women have to do it. Women can do it. Only women can build and recreate a bell that, intricate. Oh man, because real life logic. Jeez, man, it's so freaking annoying. Let's skip ahead a couple episodes. By the way, in episode 10, Nikki and her male boy toy get into a long-awaited argument. And she literally is pissed at him for having real problems and real concerns in their relationship. He's being seen as the one who's in the wrong. Like, the writers make it seem as very obvious from the way the music is scored, from the way the freaking camera is framed. Bro. And yet again, nobody knows how to use a gun. Like, seriously, why are goons with guns just walking up to martial artists and waiting to be hit? Seriously, who is writing these action scenes? Like, bro, they do this in almost every single martial arts thing in general. They literally don't know how to shoot action scenes that are believable. And this show isn't the first to be at fault for this. Let's continue. Let it go, Nikari. Let it go. Oh, and by the way, Nikki's brother got shot, and by the power of gay love, he wakes up. I don't care about his plot line. I don't care, man. They're just giving him something to do. Whatever. At the end of the episode, Nikki never apologized for treating her boyfriend like a literal servant this entire series. Like, I'm kid you not, she strokes her own ego as a form of an apology. I can't. Like, I just don't understand. Why is it so hard to just give Nikki a freaking consequence of her actions? Seriously. She just talked about how great she was. Seriously. Who is writing this character? By the way, the villain who murdered countless men and freaking women in 2 seasons is slowly getting redeemed. And I know that because they're hinting this out throughout this entire freaking season. Like, they're literally hinting at it. It's crazy. They're so in your face with what they're doing with this character. I kid you not. They don't know how to be subtle at all. And honestly, I don't think she deserves to be redeemed. Oh, by the way, the father of Nikki's boyfriend got iced. Which is a shame because I actually like him. You know, he was a cool addition to the characters in the cast. You know, he added a lot of interesting nuance to Nikki's boyfriend's plotline. Yes, I'm never going to call these characters by their actual names besides the main character. Fight me on it. I don't care about this show. Let's continue. But yeah, as if it wasn't obvious in this show, man, it's just so weird to me. It's so weird. This show is so damn weird, man. Oh, by the way, I kid you not, the main villain is just an evil businessman seeking immortality because he doesn't want to lose his wealth when he dies. When I'm just like, bruh, you had children. Also, by the way, he killed his children, all because he wanted immortality and to become a god. Yeah, because, you know, interesting characters just don't exist in 2022 anymore. Jesus, man. Also, get this right, you're gonna love this. In the freaking climax of the entire series, right? Nikki travels to a weird dimensional world, spiritual realm, you know, a world between worlds. You know, almost every other mystical show has one of these. And keep in mind, the hybrid, you know, Nikki's cousin, she literally beat Nikki and the literal main villain of last season like it wasn't nothing, like they weren't. And you know what Nikki does? She beats a past hybrid by barely trying. She wasn't even trying to kill her. Like, she was literally telling her throughout this entire freaking fight scene that she does not want to fight and she doesn't want to hurt her. And you know what? You know what happens? This freaking hybrid, you know, one of the most OP beings in the entirety of this show, in the entirety of this realm, right? Apparently, Nikki just easily beats her because she's the main character. Seriously, these writers forgot how OP hybrids are. I'm done. So why did Nikki's arrogant ass beat a hybrid by herself with ease, bro? It just bothers me. I can't. I just can't. Also, the literal walking corpse got unlimited power, by the way, and keep in mind that is important. Does he A, kill these whores in 2 seconds? Does he B, use his godly powers to escape? Or C, does Nikki and her friends hold their own against a evil, damn near godlike man? Because they're women and by the power of ovaries, they can literally go blow for blow with a freaking god. Seriously, who is power scaling these characters? Bruh, I can't. And also, the villain sacrifices herself, you know, the villain from last season, because she's a woman. So therefore, she can't be accountable for her actions. This ain't me saying it. This is the writers. They wrote this in here. She sacrifices herself and the realm between realms explodes and destroys itself and all of that weirdness. Also, I just want to say this. So if you just take one crystal, you can destroy an entire realm between realms. It's so weird to me. Anyways, also, fun fact, the writers hate men. I don't know if that wasn't obvious based on how these fight scenes in this show goes, you know. She's literally always beating up on men. So they write off Nikki's boyfriend because just when he got an interesting plot line, they write him off the freaking show. And they had the nerve to have this freaking weird montage of their adventures and of their first meeting and whatever the hell. And I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Like, bro, because it's patriarchal for a woman to need to be with a man. It's heteronormative and she loses her agency. God, and just wow, man. Also, you know, there's more stuff with the B plots. You know, there's a lot of plot lines in this show, in this season, that don't matter and don't go anywhere, or at least the ones that I care about. You know, her sister is going through job troubles still, and I still don't give a I still don't care. I still don't care about anyone's side plot. Anyways, so yeah, and also we get a tease with the next villain or, you know, next ally. It's probably a mix of both. You know how this show goes. So it's either, I think it's either the sorcerer or Nikki's former master. I don't know, because you know how shapeshifters work. Because throughout the season, the alchemist has been able to morph her appearance to whatever shape she wants. So that's why I'm kind of just like, what is going on? Like, who is this? So it could be this person, but they could be pulling my leg here, like the writers, I mean. So yeah, this season was actually more enjoyable than season freaking 1. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a freaking mid show, like, but it's definitely a step up. You know, they're not trying to implant politics, at least not really too much that I've noticed, and you know, I look out for this kind of stuff. But the writing decisions in this show are still stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's nowhere near a bad show. And if I could, I think I would recommend it to a bunch of women who like seeing women kick ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, this show just wasn't for me, you know, because I'm definitely not the target demographic. I'm an African-American man who likes martial arts shows though. But yeah, if you like the show, go ahead and watch it. You know, if you like that kind of stuff. All in all, I just wanted to get my thoughts on it. It was interesting. So if I had to really rank it, it is again leagues, and I mean leagues, better than season 1. But mid nonetheless. So therefore it's getting a 5.6. There was a few moments I actually enjoyed, genuinely. But yeah, it was whatever. I probably could have, you know, gone more in depth with the season, but I chose to just, you know, give my overall thoughts on how I feel about a couple episodes and just the season as a whole. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below, and peace.